Omar said, basically, have you had any mentors, Jason, over time?
Not. I've had a brief mentor. Like there's a guy called. Well, it might take a little while anyway. But when I first started, there's no one around really, because all of my friends were playing FIFA, Tekken, Street Fighter. That's all they were doing. Computer games. Going on holiday a lot. I Napa, I Ibiza. I still played FIFA, still went Napa like quite a few times, but I was focused on properties, and then there was no one really around that to talk to in that sense. So a lot of research I've done. I went to the property investors show at Excel in London. Went there on my J's because everyone was like, "Oh, we're doing this Friday or Saturday." I'm going to the property show. It's like, oh, property show? What are you doing there? Let's look at properties. It's like, what are you looking at properties for? Someone to invest. It's like, oh, I'm going then. So I just went by myself. A lot of the time to these things. I must have been 15 or 16 years straight. Just by myself. It was on twice a year at Excel. Just knowledge, talking to people. I mean, after I bought my first one, I met this guy, broker called AJ. I walked into the estate agent basically. I done a spreadsheet. I walked into the estate agent and I wanted to buy some properties. I mean, I walked in there and on my spreadsheet, I think I'd done a calculation so I can buy 4 properties. Yeah. I would put my first one, and then after that, done all the calculations, all the maths in order to buy 4. And could have capital appreciation, like I said. The rental income, Sainsbury's wage, a college wage, I managed to stack enough to buy 4 properties. So went in there, sat down, and they said, I'd like to inquire about buying 4 properties. And then he looked at me thinking, is this guy serious? So, I showed him the spreadsheet. He looked at the spreadsheet with all the percentages, all the figures. And then he looked at me, and he said, what would you? So I told him, and he was like, why aren't you out there raving and playing football and this and that? So I said, I'm still doing that. I said, I'm going to Christ with Myers this Saturday at Coliseum, Ministry of Sound next week, still raving, but I want to buy property as well.
Amazing.
And then he's like, who taught you? I said, no one, just learning, just watching Property Ladder and Homes Under the Hammer, Property Ladder with Sarah Beanie and location, all them kind of things. I was just watching, just picking up information. So then what he done, he took me to one of his refurbs in Edmonton, and he said, yeah, this is a refurb. I'm going to pull out 35 grand out of this. I mean, I done one recently. That's what bought my Mercedes. It had a nice black Mercedes back then. I was like, oh, my eyes just opened up. Like, oh, this is amazing. Because I didn't know about BRR and reconfiguring and that kind of thing. All I know or knew was about buy to let. But then he showed me the ropes a little bit. He was one of the first people that kind of gave me some guidance in that sense. And then, just by chance, he's one of the ones that I used to look up to. So, yeah, Jason, I retired. This is my fourth time I've come back out of retirement. I've just been getting bored. I'm thinking, 4th time you come out of retirement. I'd love for that to happen to me. And then, it was one of my kind of idols. I mean, just by chance, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, probably 4 years ago actually, just before COVID, I saw this guy walk past me as I was walking to the gym. I mean, I looked at him. I mean, I looked at him again. It's like, AJ. He looks at me. He's like, Jason. Oh, I haven't seen you for like 15 years. Like, how are you? Because he retired again. After he'd done my mortgages for those properties, he retired again for the 4th time, and then that was it. Oh, how you been? Oh, I haven't seen you for a long time. Said, oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Like, where do you live? I just live around the corner. So, okay, yeah, I live in the same area as well. So met up for lunch. And then we just chatting. Told him what's happening, that I've been buying still after all this time. Told him how many properties I got. And then he's like, Jason. I said, yeah, what? You got more properties than me.
Oh.
So I was like, really?
That's amazing.
So I was like, whoa, I couldn't believe it, couldn't believe it. So now, I live in the same area as him. Got in a better car than him.
Inspirational.
Got more properties than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, whoa. Like, I never would have thought it. I had one back then when I first met him.
Yeah.
And now it's not a competition, but I've just overtaken him in that sense. So I remember the saying, you just work until your idols become your rivals.
Wow, that's a great one.
It's crazy, yeah. But he just gave me some early knowledge, early inspiration, and then just move forward from there. Because he opened my eyes to, like I said, reconfiguring and the buy to let. So yeah, so that was kind of not really a mentor, but it gave me some guidance.
I love it.
I'm going forward.
I love it. Okay, so just whipping through these questions. So Bridget has said, are you saying marriage value? Yes, that's the right. Hamish has said, can you recommend a broker who specializes in short lease lending?
Yeah, I can, yeah. He's going to have to direct message me, and then I can send him the details.
Absolutely. And if you need any help, Hamish, I can help get you there. Attached there. Rachel has said, does anyone do this outside of the M25? Definitely, I can ask that. Yeah. Lots of people, and Hamish is on there. So I think we touched on, so Omar has talked about the changes of leasehold, so we kind of touched on that, so listen back if you didn't hear that. Then we've got Harish has said, so is the logic of this strategy that short lease flats sell for more of a discount than the cost of extending the lease?
Repeat that, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I really understand that. Is the logic of this strategy that the short lease flats sell for more of a discount than the cost of extending the lease? Yeah, I suppose. So what he's saying is that if it's 20 grand to extend the lease, you'd want to, and it's worth 20,000 with the new lease, you want to be buying it for at least less than 100,000.
Yeah. If you want to make profit. What I found recently, I think some of the agents are being a bit unrealistic. Like, just for argument's sake, say with a good lease is 200,000, and at the moment, just for argument's sake, it's worth 160k, and it costs 40 grand to extend the lease. They're putting it on the market for 160, and it costs 40k to extend the lease. End value is 200,000. It doesn't make sense. So the only people that will buy them ones, if they keep at that price, is owner occupiers to try and get onto the ladder. But normal investors will not buy that. So that will just sit on the market for a bit. People like me will monitor it, and then it will get reduced 2 or 3 months later, reduced again, and then more realistic price, snap up and buy it. So that's what I've been finding at the moment, because some agents don't understand that process. That there has to be some form of compensation or amount between. You know what I mean? You can't just buy it for 160, extend the lease, and then for 40 grand, and then it's worth 200. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And also, some lenders, some vendors, some mortgage salespeople, not mortgage salespeople, sales reps, for example, estate agents, they think that you can't get a mortgage on it. So just before Christmas, oh yeah, this lease is 72 years, you can't get a mortgage on it, you have to buy it cash. So I had to school her in front of the vendor and say, you can get a mortgage on it, blah, 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 blah. She said, no, you can't. But luckily, on my phone, I had the mortgage offer from my previous one from September. It's still on my phone, on my email. So I took it out and I showed it to her and said, look, this one was 68 years in terms of a lease. I got a mortgage for 17 years with Kent Reliance. They go, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah. So I had to school her. I gave her like a mini masterclass right there and then. So when she goes forward to new clients, she understands they can get a mortgage on it going forward.
Amazing. So this kind of, Hamish, I think kind of answers your question. So Hamish is saying that he's doing his first one in Oxford. So Hamish is somebody who comes on to my clubhouse a fair amount, and he's doing some fantastic stuff. And he said, this is one of the negotiation points. It's often tricky to get a 25 to 30% margin just based on the difference in the lease. I think the agents will typically take a lease extension into account and drop it by a similar amount. As Jason mentioned, there are good options to add a room and a refurb. So that's kind of your all three. So so fun. Oh, Jason's going. I think somebody's at the door. So in overall, I think everyone can agree that Jason is absolutely fantastic. So we've got lots of basically that you rock, how great you are, how and I can definitely say how generous you are with your time. Where, Jason, can people find you? You know, I know that you do, you know, a fair amount of stuff, but is there anywhere specific that people can come and follow you? I think you do some training as well. So can they come and find you if they want to really learn more as well?
Yeah. So I'm on social media. I've been on Facebook for a little while, but I haven't really put any much property stuff on there. I've been on Instagram about 2.5 years. So I'm a bit slow in that sense. A lot of my property stuff not really on there, but Instagram I'm on there 2.5 years so far. TikTok I've been on there maybe 7-8 months. I'm on that as well. TikTok is Jason Patterson 365. Instagram, if you just type in Jason Patterson, that's Patterson, that should come up on there. I'm on Facebook as well. I'm on LinkedIn. Again, just type in Jason Patterson, that should come up. Yeah, I also do a bit of, got a YouTube channel, by the way, actually. The YouTube channel was just for reference only. Yeah, but not to build or grow or anything, because a lot of people ask me the same questions all the time. So I said, instead of me just repeating myself, I just open up a YouTube channel and I just refer them to the YouTube channel. I mean, they can look at the documentation and the videos on the YouTube channel.
Wow.
So the same questions people coming up over and over again.